Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're doing a yoga practice that goes against the movements that we do most often in daily life. There's a few movements or positions that our bodies end up in that become very repetitive day after day just because of our lifestyle. Our shoulders are often by our sides and a little bit forward. Our heads are often a little bit forward. Our hips are often flexed, and most often our hips move like this, front and back. We don't do a lot of side movement or internal external rotation. So here we are. You don't need much for this practice. I just have a block and a cushion, so feel free to pause the video and grab one or both of those things if you have them handy. And we will start in a cross-legged seated position. So if you are uncomfortable in this position, you can have your legs out in front of you or pop your block or your cushion under your sit bones and have a seat up on that. That'll make it a little easier. Hands onto your knees, and then close your eyes. And use this moment to bring your awareness into your body. We'll start at the sit bones. So feel your sit bones on your mat or on your block. And then feel how the rest of your spine grows tall out of your sit bones. Think about your shoulders being over top of your hips. Your chest being wide, but your shoulders being soft. And your ears somewhat over top of your shoulders. If you need to use your hands to kind of check out those landmarks, a lot of us have lost the ability to feel on our own where our bodies are in space. So sometimes getting your hands involved just to measure where your ears or your shoulders are actually sitting can be really helpful. And then take 3 deep breaths all the way down into your belly. In and out through your nose. Setting the intention to move your body in new and interesting ways today. On your next inhale, gently open your eyes. Circle your arms up over your head, feeling into each little aspect of that movement, and then exhale, press your hands down. Inhale, circle up, and exhale, arms come down. One more like this, and we'll go right into a twist. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, open over towards the right. Your left hand comes to your right knee, spine's really tall, opening across the chest. Inhale, come back through center, arms come up. Exhale, over to the left. Still grounding through your sit bones and growing tall from that stable platform. Inhale, come back through center. Hands come up and hands come down through heart center. Bring your hands behind you on your mat and your feet wide. Chest is proud, and start to roll your knees from side to side. Just noticing if there's any sticky spots here in your hips, if one hip feels quite a lot different from the other. And then bring your feet hip distance apart, ground down through your hands, so make sure your fingers are nice and wide so you can see your mat in between them. Press down through your hands and your feet and lift your bum up. So this brings us out of hip flexion into hip extension. Keep your chin tucked just so your neck is strong. Squeeze your bum muscles, lift your bum a little bit higher if you can, grounding through your feet, and don't let your knees come out as you do this. Keep your knees in line with your hips. Slowly lower your hips down and make your way over onto your hands and knees. Coming into cat-cow here. So inhales, bring the belly down, the gaze slightly upward, and exhales help you round the back. And go with the speed of your own breath here. Bringing the spine through its ranges of flexion and extension. Now bring your right shin off the mat at about a 45-degree angle. We're coming into gate pose here. So your weight is going to come onto your right hand, your right knee, and your left foot as your body opens. Left arm can reach up or stay on your hip. Keep the bottom of your waist long here. So we're going to go from hip abduction with the foot down into hip abduction with the foot lifting. Keep your toes pointing forward here. We're going to do 5 of these, so that's 2, 3, nice and slow, 4, and 5, and then stay at the top and turn your toes and your knee down. That's rotation at your hip joint. And then turn your toes and your knee up, toes and knee down, toes and knee turn up. Good, and you probably feel this is a bit of work. These are big muscles. And then let your foot plant down, reach your arm over your head, coming into a nice big open side stretch. Beautiful. Plant your left hand down, and I'm just going to switch sides so that I'm still looking at you, but you can stay in the same spot on your mat. We'll bring the left shin off now. Right foot comes down. Right arm can either open up or come to the hip. Bottom of your waist is long. Keep the front of your body open as you lift your top leg and lower. We'll do 5 here like we did on the other side. Taking the hip through, for most of us, a bit of an unusual range. Not as common as the other movements of front to back. Good. And then from here, turn the toes down and turn the toes up. And you can put your hand on your thigh just to feel that that rotation is actually coming from the thigh and the hip. Good. Place your foot down, come onto your hands and knees, and step your left hand in between your, oh my gosh, your left foot in between your hands, finding a low lunge. So as much as you can, think about your hips being square here. You can stay down with your fingertips on the ground, or you can press up with your hands onto your front thigh. You can really sink into this. If this is tough on your back and knee, roll your mat over so you have some extra cushioning. Just take a few breaths here into the front line of your body. This is a big opening through the front of the hip. If you want more, bring your arm up and take a light bend over to the left. Just make sure that you can keep breathing here. Place both of your hands down. Bring your left knee back to meet your right. Take a round of cat-cow. And then step your right foot in between your hands. Just taking a moment to find your square hips, broaden across your chest. Feel free to stay here too if this is feeling like a really nice place for you to be. If you want to explore a little bit differently, bring your hands up onto your front leg and just notice how this might feel different side to side. You can see here, actually, I have my back toes flat, whereas in the last one I had my back toes tucked. It's totally up to you. Whatever is more comfortable for your knee, just make sure your knee isn't painful. you want to try that side stretch on this side, bring the left arm up and do a light bend over to the right. Beautiful. Hands come down, right knee comes back to meet the left. Walk your knees forward and come to lay down on your back. So we're going to come into a reclined eagle here. So we're going to start, bring your right leg in towards you and cross it over your left. This might be where your hips are happy to be. If you want a little more, you can keep spiraling the right foot around the left thigh and then just touch the ground with your left toes. Bring your arms up in front of you. Right arm is going to come under the left. Now from here you can hug your shoulders, or you can bring the backs of your hands or the palms of your hands together. Either one. So here, you're going to slowly lift the elbows up towards the shoulders. And then you're just going to gently play with swaying the hips side to side. Just seeing if you notice anything interesting or different happening in your hips. Slowly unravel your arms. Place your hands down for balance. Unravel your legs. And then lift your left knee up. Cross it over your right, taking the variation that works for you. Maybe you're here. Maybe you keep wrapping. Arms up. Left arm comes under the right. Same thing, hugging or finding your variation with your hands. Gently lifting your elbows up towards your nose. Trying to keep your elbows at about a 90-degree angle here, so don't let your hands fall back to hit you in the face. And then just gently wiggling your hips side to side here with your right foot touching down, or both feet can be touching if you don't have the full twist happening. Just noticing anything interesting happening in your hips here. Making your breaths really deep and full, especially into the back line of your body. And then slowly unravel your arms, bring your hands down beside you, unravel your legs. And now it's time for the props. So for this one, we're going to do a reclined fish to help open the heart, because most of us are a little more like this than like this, which is totally normal these days. Cushion or block, it's up to you. It's going to go at about the level of the shoulder blades on the back, and you'll have to find where it feels comfortable. It should feel like a good stretch and opening, but no pain. So I'm going to move up on it a little bit. The back of your head should be able to comfortably touch the ground. Arms can come out to the side. Knees are bent, feet are planted. Really breathing into your chest and your ribs. Just capitalizing on that expansion. So extending through the upper back like we're doing now helps us to breathe a little deeper. And that can feel so nice. So close your eyes and just enjoy these breaths. If you want to stay there longer, I don't blame you. I want to give you one more pose to end off with, which is a supported bridge. So the cushion can also work. I like a block here. It's just a little firmer. You can stack up a couple of books if you have them and you want a more stable surface than a cushion. Lift up your hips and place your prop right under the most stable and flat portion of your low back. So it shouldn't be on your spine up here. That won't feel very good. It should be right above your butt muscles. Arms are down by your side. Gaze is straight up at the ceiling. So this puts us in a passive hip neutral, kind of approaching extension. If you want to, you can lengthen out your legs and that will increase the hip extension here. Really nice opening for muscles that hold us in flexion a lot of the day. I recommend closing your eyes and hanging out in this pose for a couple of minutes. As long as your low back is happy, feel free to hang out here for 5 or 10 breaths. Thank you so much for tuning in to this unusual movements yoga practice. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to message me or write them below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.